Vincent Abubakar was my favorite player in the recently concluded World Cup. Unfortunately, in his last game against Brazil, he removed his shirt to celebrate a goal. And forgetting that he had already been warned, he earned a red card. So, he's bound to miss his next game in the national team because of the red card. What could have saved Abubakar from the red card? Simple. A change of clothes. Change of clothes. I know what you're thinking. I know FIFA regulates all that goes into the kitting of all the World Cup teams. But this really got me thinking that in Africa, we have our own local problems. But the solutions we settle for maybe begin way too far from local. So, I will not go far. I will zoom in onto a typical rural woman right here on Rusinga Island. Most likely, she is unemployed, she is poor, she is uneducated. She is, of course, a fishmonger. And if you remember very well, in the months of September and November, fish worth 1.4 Kenya billion shillings died in Lake Victoria due to pollution and upwelling. As if that was not enough, most likely she has experienced transactional sex, where vulnerable women like her exchange sex for fish. Her larger county, Homa Bay, has always ranked highest in HIV prevalence. So, if vulnerability had a face, the Kenyan government and local authorities are working towards mitigating illiteracy, joblessness, HIV and AIDS and poverty in the rural Kenya. But my question is, will a rural woman be able to stand the storm on global issues like climate change? She is hardest hit by climate change, and because of her vulnerability, she cannot understand. Perhaps she thinks it's witchcraft, the receding shoreline, upwelling, and irregular weather patterns. The woman who least understands climate action is hardest hit by climate change. And there's a reason why SDG 13 is a call for action. The more the numbers that respond to the call, the greater the success. But who are the numbers? Women. Women are a majority in most populations. Where are the numbers? Rural. Most African populations are rural. We need to be telling the rural Kenyan woman that when it comes to climate action, the buck rests with her also. She may not have control over her family's financial resources, but the choice of clothing for her family is outrightly hers. We at Crochet Hub Africa invade what is outrightly her domain, that is fashion and clothing. The fashion industry is destroying tons of overproduced and undesired clothing each year, contributing to 10% of the global carbon emissions. This ranks the industry the second worst offender of water and plastic pollution. So the rural woman might not understand the environmental jargon, but what is simpler than telling them that climate action is spelled simply with 4 R's. Refuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle. At Crochet Hub Africa, we are telling the rural woman, refuse to buy brand new clothes that cannot be recycled. 1. Aside from recycling and reusing woolen fabrics, we have always urged the rural woman to refuse to buy brand new clothes
that cannot be recycled.
2, we are telling the woman, reduce how much goes into brand new clothing and learn how to make your own through knitting, tailoring, and even crochet. 3, we are telling the rural woman, you can undo a second-hand cardigan and make a brand new clothing that is reusing.
Considering this worn-out furniture, we are capable of reconstructing it anew using crochet. It has been recycled not once but twice, from this to that. Here is the best part, that the yarn in use has been extracted from a second-hand woolen material.
And lastly, number 4, our strength, our biggest strength is recycle. We tell the rural woman, used shoes, come on, recycle them using crochet and create designer shoes.
These shoes retail at 600 Kenya shillings, but if you give us your old and desired ones, we will replace them at only 550 shillings. But if you wish to donate the old, stained, torn or faded shoes, there's a basket here for you. And once we receive them, tutafanya ile kitu, sanitize. The process of recycling canvas shoes at Crochet Hub Africa is so simple that we don't leave any carbon prints. We proceed to extract the soles, and by the way, if our basket is empty and we have not made any exchanges, we normally proceed to the markets and buy cheap shoes. The soles are scrubbed, disinfected and sun-dried.
We will not ask you to limit or quit brand new clothes for nothing. We will not definitely ask you to reuse or recycle for nothing. Whatever the fit, whatever the cut, whatever the function, whatever the color, whatever the fabric, our middle name is versatility. We shall represent you 100%.
Who are we to stop you from buying brand new clothes and fail to give an alternative? In fact, we don't just provide, we teach people how to make clothes for various occasions, of various sizes, various fittings, styles, color, gender, quality, etc.
Stitches zako za kwanza were very tight.
Una skip kama hiyo stitch ya kwanza. Sasa ukirudia. Sasa unataka kushona una skip mbili.